Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Invitation to Puzzles. Today, we have a bit of a potpourri puzzle here, the Homely Garbage Disposal by Lucy's Sudoku. So we have a few types of lines and some killer cages, so let's go over the rules. There's a link in the description if you want to give it a go yourself. So we have the green line, where digits that are next to each other need to differ by a minimum of 5. We have the purple line, where we need a string of 3 consecutive digits, but we can write them in whatever order we want. We have these killer cages, where we're not allowed to repeat digits, and we need to make the digits we choose sum to the digit indicated in the, or the number indicated in the cage. We have black dots, where one number needs to be double the other. The order doesn't matter, though. You can put them in either order. White dots, where we need the digits involved to be consecutive. And this entropic line, where we need to make sure that every 3 digits along the entropic line have one number from 1, 2, 3, one from 4, 5, 6, and one from 7, 8, 9. Again, the order in which those appear doesn't matter, but we need to make sure that they are there. All right, so the first thing I see is that we have a couple of cages that are forced. By the way, there's a link in the description as always. So if you want to give it a go, you can pause me and give it a go yourself. So this 15 cage is certainly from, well, sorry, it's not certainly from, it certainly is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since these cells see all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're from 6, 7, 8, 9. And the reason that interests me is that this number is on a black dot. 7 and 9 aren't double anything in a Sudoku puzzle, and you can't double them and get something in a Sudoku puzzle. So actually, we can do that kind of marking. The 10 cage is likewise forced, as being just 1, 2, 3, 4. And so let's have a look up at this 6 cage. Now, there's 2 options for a 6 cage, 1, 5, and 2, 4. However, if this one was 2, 4, we'd have a very big problem. And the very big problem is that these numbers would be 5 digits that are only from 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is too few digits for 5 cells. So this has to actually be 1, 5. It's a pair, so it looks down. Gives me a 2, 3, 4 here. Which means that's a 1. Here I'm using, remember, that cages can't have repeated digits. So as soon as these are 2, 3, and 4, that one's a 1. Okay, we've now got a 1 hanging out over here. If I look at this row, I can see this is actually a 2, 3, 4, 5 quadruple. And in this quadruple, the 5 is over here. So these numbers aren't 5. I don't know that that was super useful, but it seemed worth noting. This 6 is also 1, 5, or 2, 4, but unlike before, I don't know which one it is right away. I do see, and this seems relevant, that these numbers are 6, 7, 8, 9 for the column. Because we've got all of our 1 through 5 over here. And so our German whisper needs to alternate between high and low. So this will be a 1, 2, 3, 4, not a 4, because it would make both of those 9s. This will also be a 6, 7, 8, 9. But remember, these numbers these 3 numbers need to be 1 high, 1 mid, and 1 low. Well, the low has to go here. And the middle digit has to be a 6, because that's the only middle digit available. So one of these is a 6. Those aren't 6. And I can carry this 1, 2, 3 over forward to these, because these 3 cells also need a low digit, and these 3 cells also need a low digit. And so they end up there, there, and there. Okay, let's see. What else do we see? Okay, well, one thing I see is that I have a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple. So I guess, like, here's the easiest thing. This digit's not a 3, because if it was a 3, that would be a 6. And I've already said that there's a 6 down there. But even better, I guess I know that this is a 1, 2, 4 now, and that these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 5 is definitely over here looking down. And in fact, just by nature of what can go on this black dot now, I know it has a 2 on it. So that's not a 2, and these aren't 2. Maybe not the best observation that humankind has ever had, but what can you do? These could still be something like, I guess they can't quite be 2, 3, 4, but they're pretty close to being able to be 2, 3, 4. I might as well note the same thing going up this column, actually, which is that these are also 6, 7, 8, 9 left over. This one, though, can't be 6 because we have a 6 looking over. That's awesome. So this one is the high, and that percolates to tell me that that one's the high. So this is not the 6, and this one is coming over that direction. Okay, and so these are the 4, 5. Okay. Well, let's at least say a little bit about these numbers. In fact, I think we can say a lot about these numbers. I think they're 2 and 3, because this number we know is at least 6. And therefore, if these are anything but 2 and 3, we sum to more than 11, because 2 and 3 are already 5. So that's got to be a 2, 3 with a 6. Okay, and so this Renban only has 1, 7, 8, 9 on it. And so it can't have a 9 on it, because then it would need an 8. And it can't have an 8 on it, because then it would need a 7. So in fact, that's a 7. And so we've got a 7 but no 8. So that means we need a 6 and a 5, which makes that a 4. This is just beautiful setting. Okay, so we've got that combination. This black dot now is from 1, 2, 4 only, just on the basis that it can't be 8 and it can't be 3, 6. So now this is a 1, 2, 4. It has a 2 on it, which is looking at this 1, 2, 4 that had a 2 on it. But now that tells me that that 2 is there. Okay, and so now this cell's not 1 or 4 because we have a 1, 2, 4 triple in the row. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4 of some sort. It's not a 2, as previously mentioned. What about these now? What's the minimum that these can sum to? 1 and 4? Oh, they can't even be 1 and 4, actually. Okay, so here's a way to say this. These numbers need a 1, because if they don't have a 1, well, they're not 2 or 3, so then they'd be minimum 4 and 5. And so then the minimum sum of these 3 digits would be 4 plus 5 plus 7. And spoiler, that number is too big. So there needs to be a 1 in one of these cells, which tells me there's not a 1 in this cage. So in fact, this cage has a 2 and a 4 in it. I can come down here and remove the 2 and the 4 there. That gives me a 1, 3 pair and a 5, and more good things, because that 1 and 3 have to go with a 4 and an 8. These can't be 3 or 5 anymore, so they're a 2 and a 4. If you want that 2, 4 need to show up in the 15 cage, so they show up there. And now this black dot is beautiful, because now this black dot doesn't have a 2 or a 4 on it. And so the only option is for it to be 3, 6, which actually tells me the order of the 1 and the 3 down there. Makes that a 2. That 3, 6 actually looks there and makes that a 4 and a 3. Okay, this just can't be a 3 because it would be next to a 2 or a 4, and conveniently both of them are gone. So that's a 6 and a 3. And so now this is a 5 or a 7, and I don't think I know which one. Someone in the comments is probably shouting at me that they know which one, but they're not shouting loud enough for me to hear them, so we're going to have to make do. Let's see. There's a 2 or a 6 on this white dot. Doesn't seem... Oh, sorry, there's not a 2 on it. Sorry, I was saying there's a 2 or a 6. Basically, I was using the fact that every white dot needs an even digit, and the 4 and the 6 are gone. Well, there's not a 2 on this dot because it would go with a 1 or a 3, and both of those are gone. So there's just a 6 on it, which has to be 6, 7 because there's no 5, and we can actually fill in all of those digits in order. I'd in fact actually get that this is a 2. I could have actually seen that this was a 2 by Sudoku if I had looked into that kind of thing, but I apparently didn't. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are an 8, 9 pair over here. 3, 4, 5. These are a 6, 7 pair, and those I know the order owing to that 6. One of these is a 1, and the other one is a 5. Oh, and I know the order of those too because of that 5. Okay, so these are now a random 2, 3, 4 triple in the box. Excellent. Or sorry, in the column. Excellent. So now that tells me what these are. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So these are from 7, 8, 9, but this one goes on a black dot. So it's only able to be an 8 with a 4. Gives me those and those over there. That is a 9. Let's see. What else have we? Okay, so this is a black dot that does not have 6 or 2 on it. That leaves only 4, 8 as this black dot. So that's not an 8. So now these are minimum 1, 5. And so they have to be 1, 5, and 7 in order for this to work. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so this is a 9. That's not a 7 anymore. Oh, these have become an 8, 9 pair, so that's the 7. I don't know that that's going to do an enormous amount by itself. It could, who knows. But I'm not optimistic. Let's see. These digits are a 3, 6, 8, and 9. So I can write them in like that, which gives me these. Let's see, 3, 2, 4, 4, 2, 8, 4. Good. Okay, we can get rid of that 5 over there. Okay, and let's contemplate the nature and purpose of this 20 cage. So the digits that we have available are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now, we're certainly not putting a 9 on this dot, because if I put a 9 here, I'd put an 8 with it, and that cell would be broken. 3, I can see, just doesn't go on this dot because of possibilities. So this has got to be a 5, and now that's a 6. And now I just do the math, and that's a 9. And the 8 and the 9, the 3 and the 5. Like that. And we have nearly gotten this puzzle done. We just have to fill in a few more digits. Let's see. So we've got a 1, 3, 8 up here. So it appears we can just write, oops, was not 1, 3, 8? Oh, it's not 1, 3, 8. Sorry, let me try again. 1, 3, 7. There we go. That's better. These down here are likewise 7, 8, 9. That we can do. So let's see. So that's a 1. Okay, so this pair, 5 and 6. Let's see, 1 and 5. Okay, so now I can look this way. One of them's a 2, and it's that one. So that's probably a 3. Okay, and there's the 1 and the 7. Very lovely setting there from start to finish. Let me know how you enjoyed that in the comments. I haven't done a lot of sort of potpourri puzzles in this series, but I've got a few coming up. You know how much, if you have seen my stream, you know how much I love potpourri puzzles. So let me know if you'd be curious to see some more of those in this series. And I'll see you next time on Invitation to Puzzles. Bye for now.